Mark.
I'm exploring the many-faceted medium known as comic books.
Yes, exactly. Exploring them through many mediums as well. So, like you said, yeah. So we got two of them this week. We're back to two. So we'll take a look at both of them right after this. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button, leave us a comment, and hit the notification bell so you're alerted whenever we upload new content. We got two, like we said, two this week. Absolute Batman, number 10, and Absolute Flash number 5. Absolute Batman number 10. Okay, can I just say one thing? Is it me, or is his head like 3 times too small for his body?
Itty bitty living space.
Exactly. Yeah. Which I guess is the same. Actually, no. I mean, that's exactly what he does to Bane too. So maybe that's exactly what he was going for.
I guess it's just the way he draws him, but it's noticeable. It's a choice. You know, some choices were made by the artist. He stands by them, and it's a risk.
It is. It is. So if you recall, at the end of Absolute Batman number 9, Bruce has been captured by Bane.
He's in Arc M. He went there looking for his good buddy Waylon.
Yes, and we find at the beginning we find that Bruce is basically lying face down. Basically, the doctor who has been examining him is finding all sorts of things in his person, and I literally mean like in his body,
and not just in his prison wallet either. He has these things surgically under his skin all over him: gas pellets, acid pellets, explosives, sedatives, hallucinogen pellets, a full lockpick kick, blow darts, finger blades, knuckle blades, toe blades, push daggers, French daggers, various throwing shurikens, and one large spiked war club.
Exactly. But they feel as though they've managed to find everything, remove it from him, and so they're just waiting now to see what happens. And lo and behold, they missed one.
Yeah, they as soon as they kind of leave him alone, he gets out and pulls from out of his mouth, literally out of it, where like blood is involved in removing. He pulls a lockpick out and lets himself out of the room, where he goes running around in the buff, trying to find his way out of this place that he's in, running by weird looking experiments and machines and giant eggs and all kinds of things, only just to run into the the transmutation and plastic department, where he's running on the surface of the ground that's not in, or it's organic of nature, and arms start reaching up and faces are under him, and he's shocked, and about the time he realizes that he's walking on some kind of weird person thing, he gets clocked in the face, knocked out by Bane, who begs him to keep trying to escape.
Right. So then we do what we're famous for in these books, is we flash back to then when if you recall, we in one of the earlier issues, Waylon had basically a fight coming up against Bibbo. They are training for that. Bruce is trying to convince Waylon that he can beat him. Waylon has many doubts.
Yeah, they're watching study tapes, and everyone has doubts except for Bruce, because his friend's supposed to support him, and not just support him, but support him to the point that he can actually win this thing. But we get back to the now, and we see that his mom is questioning where he is. He's been missing for a while. What's my homie doing? It's been over a month. And we flash to Bruce and see that he's grown a beard. He's sitting around. They feel like it's been long enough. He's gotten docile. They've had to stick him full of like feeding packs and stuff. The dude's even cleaned up all the guano that's in the room with him. I'm still curious why there's bat poop in the room with him. They didn't really cover that, but that's what guano is. Everyone knows that, thanks to Ace Ventura Pet Detective 2, When Nature Calls. But the doctors feel like he's docile now. They have broken him, mind and spirit. He's sat there long enough, over a month. And ironically enough, he's dubbed Subject 27, which is an Easter egg to his first appearance in Detective Comics 27. But they walk in only for this docile man to find out that he's been sitting there just saving up his energy. He's taken all these feeding packs and this guano and made it into concoctions in these bags that are lethal, from explosives to acids. He's even punches you in the face and like got these little sharp points in his hands where he's fighting back. He looks like he kills all these people, if I'm honest with you. Like, he looks like he straight up kills all these people, burns their face, punches them in the face with those sharp objects, kicks one dude's head off, it looks like, turned his own feeding tube in his
own teeth.
Yeah, he turned his own feeding tube in his stomach into like where it's spraying his stomach acids on people. Mm-hmm. What looks like children do for this toilet.
Right, he uses the bird guano. I mean the bat guano in some other things that he from his feeding and everything into explosives. So he blows a hole in the wall.
And he goes running again in the buff. Those shots of him running in the buff are so funny. The thump 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 thump. You can just see the motion, like. But he goes running by, and we see that same experiments that he's running by, and this time the big egg is hatched. There's nothing in it, but he goes climbing up a different route, and he goes into a forest, and this forest is ran by Dr. Isley. So we get our first look at Absolute, what is assumed Poison Ivy, who immediately just attacks this intruder in the forest. She's ghastly looking, and she opens her mouth, and vines come out and into his mouth and into his eye sockets, and it looks like one eye is about to pop out when her head gets ripped off by Bane. And Bane then just starts wailing on Bruce.
Right. He basically says, "Oh, so close. Please don't give up."
Yeah, don't give up. And then we go back to the flashback again, this time with Selena and Bruce talking about, are you serious? We got a big, what is this, a score that she wants him to come hit with her?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and then she's also kind of talking offhandedly about, like, you're gonna let Bibbo do this fight? Like, this guy's going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just a little short game.
Right, flashbacks where now,
this is where it gets crazy.
Exactly. They've started doing surgery on him now.
They've completed surgery. The dude's bald. He's got what looks like venom coursing through his veins. These green, like, veins protruding from his body. He looks like Victor Zsasz almost. He's got scars all on his head where they've done brain surgery. He's got an M on his back inside of his. Like, he looks. That's Batman. They did that to Batman. Like, that's crazy. And then they hung his suit in there for him. They've offered a suit to him. I guess they're trying to make a superhuman out of him. And he goes and he puts his suit on and he goes taking off through the compound again, only to run into the Man-Bat program where there's more than one. It's a Langstrom program. There's a bunch of creatures, horrific creatures in there, and they're begging him to make it stop. They don't want to fight him. They just want to be killed. It's kind of tragic. And Bane pops up and just puts his giant boot through Batman, like just nails him. Then he juices himself with venom, gets bigger, and just starts laying into Batman, but accidentally hits Batman, and he hits that science experiment that was in the glass with the egg that's now hatched. Well, he broke the glass, and immediately out comes this creature, this elongated crocodile-looking creature that gives Bane the KFC 3-piece, and he's pretty much down. And then the creature eats the doctors on the scene. Got these giant, long, opening mouth with a little face on the end of it. Is super, super duper creepy. Kind of Liam Sharpish, if you ask me. But he's got a little face. Something about little faces. We're doing it. We're doing little faces. But you can see how the mouth opens on that thing. Look at that. Oh, my God. Obviously, we found Killer Croc in the Absolute Universe. We found Wayland. Wayland has been experimented on. Wayland is now Croc, and Batman's like, I'm about to freaking ride you like Obi-Wan in Episode 3. Let's do this.
Right. And they call him, I believe, Mutation 523.
Hey!
Batman 523 is the first appearance of Killer Croc, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, nice. But Bane gets up, and he sees that they've ran off, and he's actually super happy. It appears that it's all part of the plan. They're trying to give Batman all the edge that they can, because Bane just wants to go stop somebody, air quotes here, formidable. Because none of this is even phasing Bane one bit.
Absolutely. So we got some other news about Absolute Batman. They announced the Absolute Batman annual is coming out a little bit later on this year.
Hey, cool.
Featuring story and art by Daryl Warren Johnson.
That's going to be nuts.
Yeah. as well as other people. They announced an Absolute Villains one shot coming out a little bit later this year as well. So we're looking forward to that. All in supposed to be setting up the big part of the next big crossover that they have. So, but before we get there, we have Absolute Flash number 5.
Boring. I'm just kidding. Dude, I read this book in like 3 minutes. There's nothing to it.
Yeah. We start off with Heatwave. If you remember, at the end of the last issue, Grodd managed to bring Wally to Heatwave, and that's where we ended the issue. Was
down
was
into the
Heatwave.
sewers. It looks like a lot of Dr. Thrawn's experiments back at the military base have escaped, and Heatwave is one of them. This time, Heatwave is completely unrecognizable. Heatwave in the Absolute world is made out of liquid hot magma. Pure magma.
Yes. We see Wally actually and Grodd talking to each other telepathically, and basically he wants Grodd wants Wally to help Heatwave.
Heatwave
probably
keeps
because
saying
he knew
hurt,
exactly what he meant. Right.
hurt. And Wally doesn't quite understand. Heatwave's not trying to attack him. He needs help.
Right. Heatwave makes his way to the surface, and he comes out right in front of the mission that Ralph and Sue Dibney run.
Yeah, and then we cut to the Rogues for a second, who are licking their wounds and talking to Dr. Thrawn about wanting more information about what's really going on, and finding out that Project Heatwave is alive and out of containment when they were told that that project had perished. So they're wanting more information. She says, go recoup, go get me Wally. That's the key to everything, as well as all the answers y'all want. So they're getting the Rogues back active and on the field.
We flash back again to Heatwave, basically, running ramshot over the Dibney mission, and then we flash to Wally and Grodd having some a heart-to-heart kind of.
Yeah, he's saying that he's scared, and the Grodd saying it's okay. Like, people are scared, but Heat need Wally. He said, but what can I do? He said, not I, we, Wally and Grodd. Okay, we can do this. We can stop that thing, right? What could go wrong? And he suits up into his ugly suit.
And then we see Wally enter the fray, as they say in Superman movies. Basically, diving into Heatwave. Right there.
Just goes flying in, just hits him. And then he goes up and he puts his hands out and he does like a little electrical crackle. And that's when Grodd's like, don't stop him, help him.
Right. And then we see, as he's doing it, we see what almost appears as though it's like a black hole or something appear. I know you probably don't, but actually, let me do this instead. Mm-hmm. Oh, you do have? Okay, I was going to say it's a double page spread.
Oh, wow. It looks way better on paper, that's for sure. Yeah, when Heatwave reaches out, Wally has a reaction to him. The lightning, not even the lightning, his power amps up and some kind of reaction happens, and he pops up in that black hole where he's out in the middle of space, and something is talking to him. You see a large hand reach out, say his name, and then poof, it's gone, and he's back at the mission with no idea of what just happened to him, nobody there, having seen what he just witnessed, and Heatwave is now just a naked man laying on the ground, and Grodd proclaiming that you did it, you helped him.
Right. So, any guess as to who you think the big blue hand is? My guess is that you probably think it's Dr. Manhattan. Exactly.
He's got to be somewhere.
You're gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Usually, when you see giant hands come through a portal, I mean, some sort of crisis is about to arrive.
Yeah, Kronos or something.
Kronos, or who knows? Maybe it's Barry.
Yeah, I think that's the easy answer. I want to think that Barry's gone, but I think that Barry's part of him. Now, like in the earlier issues, like when he's doing the speed thing, he's like there's almost like that separate electrical entity that was drawn with him and stuff. Like there's still no real definitive way to describe what we're even looking at with his powers. It doesn't look like super speed. It looks, I don't know what it looks like. It looks weird.
Yeah. We see Wally talking to Ralph and Iris back at the mission, and then we flash to Thawne talking with Captain Cold, and basically talking about Wally's father and where he is, and he happens to have found his way into some sort of a storage area where he finds a spaceship, and inside the spaceship, who do you think that is inside the spaceship?
I don't know, but to be clear, he used Barry Allen's key card to get into this area. I have no clue what that is. Like, there's multiple ones, so I don't know. Yeah. And I would naturally think it's like a Martian Manhunter kind of thing, but we already know what's going on with that, so that's off the table. So I don't know. This came in a flying saucer, multiple aliens.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. If it wasn't for us already having a Martian Manhunter title and we know what he is, I would have said Martian Manhunter as well. But yeah, to your point, we see at least three. The one in the front, and then there's two visible behind him. So
yeah, and there's a number two on its container that it's in. Like, why is it in containers in this ship? Like, was whatever drove this ship a different species, and these are just something that it was transporting? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes you want to come back for more and find out what they are. So, yeah, it was a quick read, but it was still good, I thought. Again, answering some questions, but asking a lot more and leaving a lot more to.
Yeah, this one didn't do much for me. Like, oh, Barry's gonna go around helping the rogues. I don't know. I think they're setting this up for something big, but we're not getting there. We need to do a little bit of something to actually, like, I don't know, set up the story a little bit. It just feels too random at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. I didn't dislike it. I don't know. Feels like we're getting so much. Yeah, I wanted to like it more. That's a good way to look at it. I feel like we're getting a lot more out of the other titles.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I personally, I think all of them are doing, are doing wonderful things for the Absolute Universe, and we have a break. Actually, we have one more issue of Absolute Martian Manhunter. Then it takes a couple-month break, and then we'll get 7 to 12. But the sales are still there, so that's a good thing. So.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that break either. Yeah. It's an interesting read. I'll be fine with a break.
Yeah, my brain will be fine with a break. Trying to
figure out it's a heavy read, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah. But that's going to be it for this edition of DC Comics Deep Dive. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. Leave us a comment and hit the notification bell so you're alerted whenever we upload new content. But that is it. I am Paul. He is Mark.
But we're Legion.
And you're now leaving Sector 2815.